Time for the law route. We're going to oppose you, Talia. Right, most people will probably choose to stay safe if given the choice. Not like you can expect everyone to be an outstanding individual. I mean, the fact that they're so outstanding is exactly that. They chose the hard way. You intend to take that choice away, but it's important. So you're fine with everyone being killed eventually. You don't know the future, nor do you know if your plan will really go as expected. I guess that means you won't join my cause. It's not worth it. Consider your request for an alliance declined. It's a shame, even though there was so much potential in you. In that case, it's truly checkmate. For you, that is. Learn when to give up. Didn't you just say that was your final move? I lied. That was part of the move. And it worked. You wasted yours. Careful. Once people start using vague chess analogies, they get dangerous. There's really nothing left you could possibly pull here. You're done. About to get arrested, locked up, or worse. It's over. Just accept it. Nice. Those were some well-chosen words. At Linus, I choose my words well, too. Honestly, I didn't really care that much whether they'd convince you to side with me. You see, those very words. Once managed to convince someone else. What do you think, Karen Cat? Here we go. This isn't a very nice result for you now, is it? Arrested for a crime you didn't commit, never able to make up for it. Your friends would turn in their graves, do you know? So you know about that, huh? I don't quite get it, but you know me, even if I don't remember. Yes, quite a bit. And you can trust me. There is a way to turn this situation around. A happy ending where everyone will have no choice but to accept and rely on you. Is that what you want? What are you trying to achieve here? Oh, poor Linus. Isn't it obvious? Don't you really think I didn't consider this possibility? By casting doubt on Orpheus' justice. It's only a matter of time before proper trials will be held again. Things went a little faster than expected, but I knew it would come to this eventually. As everything else failed, it's timed for the least elegant approach. Karen Cat, let's put an end to this. Now that you're finally in the same room, you could kill the Great Guardian. You're desperate. This isn't going to work. Bailiff! No need for concern, Your Honor. All the usual security measures are in effect. As long as we are inside the palace, Undying Dream will protect us from any harm. Ah, yes. This is why you'd even dare to preside over a trial like this, right? That's about protecting your life from being taken must make you feel pretty safe. Of course, once again, you're just not considering any creative approach. I am not impressed by your empty threats. Come on, Karen. You need to trust me. It is time for your arrest. Trust you? Don't really care about that. But you're right about one thing. I really got nothing to lose at this point. Oh fuck. Bring it on. Very good. I knew at least you could be counted on. This is pointless. You can't bypass the security, even if you tried something crazy now. If you tried to split all of us, it would fail. Because of Undying Dream, is it? Of course, I've looked into that spell. Cast over an area, protects all humans from unnatural death and any sort of wound. So I guess you're right. As long as we're inside this palace, that is. Well, we are. Nobody's going to just walk outside with you now. How about a little experiment? You've got some experience with those, don't you? Karen, listen carefully now. If you paid attention, you should have a good idea of what your spell can do that you didn't know. One very important aspect there is that you do not have to perceive the entire object to split it. This goes without saying, of course. You can never quite see an object from all angles simultaneously. You're right. I don't get it. How is that gonna help? It means you can split an object even in a part you can't see yourself. As long as you see part of the object. So what I want you to do is very simple. I want you to split this room from the palace. Oh, what? That is not possible. Let's find out, shall we? Do it, Karen. Heh. You don't need to tell me twice. Oh, fuck. Did anything happen? Glad you asked. This room is now no longer inside the palace. So much for your defensive line. Checkmate. How does that even make sense? If we're not inside the palace, then where are we? You could open the door to find out. Just be careful, it could be some chaotic alternative dimension. The important thing is, nobody will find us here. Your spell users won't be able to readjust their protection on this place. Don't worry, Karen will put it back where it belongs soon. But first, some people inside this room will have to die. Most of them. You've got to be... This is not what's supposed to happen in trials. Ray, go hide somewhere. Don't let him see you. I can split here. You wanted it to be this difficult. Everyone back off. I'll put an end to this. Only one man in here has to die. Bailiffs, they are to be restrained at once. Somebody needs to put an end to these traitors. Well, anybody want to step up? I assume that's a no. Figures. That's what I meant. Even if some of the people in here might have the means to stop this, or at least put up a fight. It's just that they never cared about the potential in their spells. I do not know what to do now. I just put an end to this. No need to hesitate. Just so you know, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to end up the same way as that killer. If you do this, you're just proving you're no better than Jack. Everything you fear people might fear about you will be true. Shut up! It's not important anymore. I don't care who forced me into this. It's my only option now. You can't convince me otherwise. Unless you admit you were wrong. If you can do that, Great Guardian, I might spare you. That's no good. He might just do it. The man was so afraid of death he managed to live for this long. Chances are he'll throw everything away just to save that. I want to hear it. I want to hear if he can at least stand behind what he's done to us. His problems are something that my safe haven was trying to... Objection. You mustn't lie, Your Honor. I know you want to save the town. But even if you survive here, if the town hears about this, it's too late. So you managed to get back up. Impressive. Right here to witness the end, or rather the beginning of a better world. I have nothing to be said, traitor. My safe haven has been protecting us for almost 400 years. I am not wrong. This trial may have been my only mistake. Got it. At least now I won't have to feel bad about getting rid of you. If it is your thought that this is a path to justice, you are mistaken. This won't be the end. There has to be something I can do here. We're all really this powerless when faced with unlimited parting? There must be something we can do. There just has to be. We've come this far in my research just to have things end like this, damn it. Okay, think. This is a problem like everything else today. A problem with possible solutions. With the difference that this time it's life or death. There won't be any second tries. Find some way to make Karen Cat unable to kill the Great Guardian. Preferably everyone gets out of here alive. This is where it counts. How can can I save everyone from being killed by unlimited parting right now? This feels like there might be a game over if I get this wrong. I made the wrong choice, didn't I? Oh, the option here is literally familiar history. Yep. Rewind time. This is literally what we just did. Familiar history. It's gotta be Nils, right? Huh? What the heck? It didn't work. No way, we're definitely not inside the palace anymore. So much for your plan. Powerless. Arrest them now. Stay away from me or I'll start with you instead. Why the hell is it working? I can't split anything. Wait a second. I think I know what's being played here. Clever, very clever. Looks like you're still the only one who can use his head here, Linus. I don't see our client anywhere. Wait, did we literally combine Nils with something? Probably hid somewhere. This is pretty scary. You made him do it, didn't you? Made him place transmundane deviation in this entire room. Pretty much. That kid could stop me! Not quite. Transmundane deviation does just make everything target him instead. And shouldn't he be dead now? I just tried splitting some things, you know? Sadly, the rules aren't that simple. Unless we combined him with the palace, so he can't be harmed while he's inside the palace. If we did some combination too to make sure that Nils is inside the palace, so transmundane deviation would target him. If he's still inside the palace, he'd be safe. Strictly speaking, if you target something marked by him, it's treated like you target him instead. Would anything happen if you tried targeting him directly right now? I'd have to see. Oh, okay, that works too. Nils, get out of sight. The spell targets Nils, but since we can't see him, he can't get hurt. Okay, that's a different interpretation, but that works. I'd have to see him for that. That's the problem. As long as he stays hidden, your limit prevents any effect from happening. We just have to find him then. He's gotta be somewhere in the gallery. Go ahead. See if you could catch a glimpse of him. Before you are restrained by the bailiffs, that is. There's no time. Do you really think you've won, Linus? Come on. Can't possibly have planned for this too. No. However, I've studied all of your spells very carefully. Do not think it is easy to trap me, Linus. I know what a good trap looks like. This is one. Really, it's like you put yourself in check with this. Your move then, if you have one. Transmundane deviation is currently applied to this entire room, huh? In that case, this piece will cost you dearly. What? Damn. Catching on. It's because the defendant is hiding somewhere in the air, in here. Doesn't mean we can't reach him. He can most definitely still hear us. He's truly protecting everything in here right now. Then Truthful Melody is currently being applied to him. Oh, fuck. My Truthful Melody. Oh no, he won't be able to. All I have to do is tell you all some fancy lies. It'll be the last he hears. His protection will shatter. It's a guaranteed mate in two. This time it's truly over. If you want to save him, tell him to stop protecting this room, now. Damn it, no. I need to think of something else. Can't be cornered here. There's no spell left that could help you here. It'd be wise to just give up. I wouldn't think about trying to quickly restrain us. If the bailiffs come any closer, I'll start telling lies. Okay, just calm down. There still has to be something. I know what you're thinking, Linus. You think there might still be something you can do with someone's spell. Some other person that can help you get out of this situation. Trust me, there's no one. Really nobody in here has the spell to help you. This hall was cut off from the palace. It's impossible for outside help to reach it. This is a perfect locked room. Ray, quick! That's your specialty! No matter how you look at it, nobody we know about can save you now. Ray, quick! You put it like that. Stubborn just like me, huh? Sure, go ahead and struggle. Who do you think can help you get out of this trap? Oh my god. Ray! Ray, it's a locked room. It's your specialty. And just how is your human library supposed to help you out here? Rude! I'm above mere books. I am human wisdom incarnate. Wisdom deity. Oh my god, right, she'd be useless. Or maybe she can give you an actually good suggestion. Oh wait, there are none. They can help you get out of all oh my god, we're still picking. Maxwell! How's the plain man going to help you? What will he touch? What would changing its properties do? None of that will save Niels Gickham, or the Great Guardian. I suppose you could try your luck with sending Niels through a wall. Except, it might not be safe to find out what's on the other side of this room. For all we know, we might be in a rather odd spot in time and space. And do you really think we'll stand here and let Maxwell approach the wall? Do you think Niels could then escape without us seeing him? Probably not. Besides, Niels would have to remove transmundane deviation from affecting that specific wall. And Mr. Cat could just split it and still catch sight of Niels behind it, even if he got through it quickly. There's too much that could go wrong with this plan. Not gonna try it? Wise decision. We've tried this before, you know. You detest this stuff in advance. We really do not know where a split-off room goes. It's probably not safe to leave. Well, any less risky ideas? Who else should we pick? Let's pick Orpheus. If anything, Truthful Melody is currently hurting you rather than helping. How ironic. The ones supposed to protect this town from criminals ultimately help them succeed. So you admit to being a criminal? Oh, definitely. What I have done cannot be called legal by any means now, can it? Since it's the law itself I disagree with, I don't feel particularly bad about it, so... Victory achieved by lies cannot be called a victory at all. Someone like you will soon enough become a slave to your own lies and crumble. Well, I'm not entirely sure what you're trying to tell me here. If lying is required to achieve a greater justice, then I really don't see the problem. You would dare to mock the value of truthfulness like this? Mr. Sky, please think of something. Yes, please, give me more reason to be amused. Alright, let's just keep going. Apparently we're gonna run through everyone. Dead body. Oh hey, it's the person you killed. How's a dead body going to help you out there? Don't lose your head thinking about it. Any real suggestions left? Alright. Titus Ronos. Yes, congrats. If Titus Ronos was here, he could do what his apprentice can't manage right now. Using familiar history, to infinitely repeat the last 10 seconds. And as ridiculous as it sounds, he might find the perfect sequence of actions to resolve this eventually. That's precisely why we took care of it beforehand. It's important to think ahead if you have big goals, you know. Yes, I've noticed you like to have things sorted out far in advance. And that's exactly why you've left You're left with no possible moves right now. Unlike me, you were not prepared for this kind of possible outcome. Yet you suffer the consequences of your actions all the same. Don't worry, though. Soon all of you will have reached a new level of potential. We just have to get rid of one stubborn old man first. By all means, go ahead and entertain me some more first. I want to see the look on your face when you run out of options. I stand corrected. You're worse than the real Talia. Alright, who's next? Desiree, the detective. This spell is purely analytical. It won't help with combat. Come on, I know you're out of options, but you can do better than that. Alright. Claire, you want to find out what color the blood of the Great Guardian has? Why, you should have told me sooner. There's still a spot on our team. No, thank you. No? Well, then you better give up soon. Still waiting for your solution. Alright, Great Guardian. For a Guardian, he sure is failing at protecting his people right now. After allowing discrimination and oppression for so long while hiding in his palace, he's useless. The world will be a better place once the people have learned to protect themselves. My children are in need of me. You are leading us to our doom. They're way stronger than they look, you know. You're not needed. There are already enough people distrusting you. It's true. I spread those rumors about the corrupt officials, but... well, it's to their credit that they were intelligent enough to doubt, despite everything. Of course, that probably wouldn't even ever have led to a real revolution. They're too scared of the outside world to oppose you in any meaningful way. Sometimes the only way to teach someone to swim is to put them in water. Well, Linus, I'm sure you have better suggestions than that. Nils. Well, how's that looking out for you? Think you can do any changes that would save him? Maybe you've considered not including something specific in transmundane deviation. Just keep in mind that whatever you intend to exclude will be immediately split. You can't safely have Nils exclude Mr. Justice from the spell. To his limit, other things would inadvertently be excluded as well. And then we're in trouble. Your greatest defense can sometimes be your greatest weakness. Just some friendly advice to a trapped general. Well, came up with any other strategies? Karen, funny. I suppose you could try convincing him to stop. I don't think he'd listen to you anymore. Forget it, man. If you didn't want this, you shouldn't have pinned this on me. I see no chance for diplomacy is here. 14100, diplomacy has failed. Anything else you'd like to try? Go ahead. You, obviously. Just perfect. Sorry to break it to you, but I'm not willing to help you. I'm not sure if it's in my power to stop it anymore. And if you're referring to the other Talia Porter, then... well, she's kind of too dead to teleport you all out of here, now isn't she? Actually, no. She couldn't help you either way. No way to teleport into this locked room. Well, who else is there? Me? Me? And what would you do? Do you really think your elementary combination can counter unlimited parting? Could combine one thingy split if you're fast, and then... limited to one combination, but Karen can split things as often as he wants. If only it wasn't for your limit. If only it wasn't for your limit, huh? You won't be the hero here. You could combine this room back to the palace, you know? What good would that do you? We can still easily force Nils to fall unconscious, even if he won't die there. Once his transmundane deviation is lifted, we just repeat our previous moves, and back we are. Any other smart suggestions? Well, our last choice is Dr. Ference. Wouldn't it be lovely if your old colleague came in to save you? Too bad, he's also dead. It's rather unfortunate. I heard he was more intense than even you. Someone who understood the importance of reaching your utmost potential. He's dead because of you. What he meant by that was definitely not the same as what you're doing. Yes, he wanted. who's willing to take more risks in our research. But he have never endangered others who wanted to save them. How funny. Yet you, who hesitated to take the risk of using your spell, left him to die. If you had been willing to just use your spell, you might have been able to save him, you know? If you're trying to make me feel guilty, it won't work anymore. You're the mass murderer here. Without you, there'd have been no need to do it. Other people's lives aren't yours to toy with. I'm not toying with them. It's simply necessary to save them. And I'll have succeeded soon. But first I'll make you realize you've lost. Checkmate. Now that we've gone through all of that, it should be clear that there's nothing left for you to do. Just give up. You're a defense attorney right now, so the least you can do is protect his life. What do we do, Linus? The struggle is real. Your loss has been proven. Let's not waste any innocent lives. A proven thesis can crumble rather easily. Such is the nature of science. Don't give me some speech now. Really not the time to be still acting cool. Do you think some crazy experiment is going to save you? It's funny, really. Your wrong assumption. Because you've lost. Nice bluff. Does this look like a loss to you? Who's the one desperately struggling to find a solution? I played along. Seeing you assuming you had me cornered was curious. Enough is enough, though. Time to put an end to this. Can you really turn this around? Trust me, this is simple science, and already proven, too. What? What are we doing? Talia's in here. We're presenting Talia. What are we doing here? Elementary combination. What did you just do? You'll see any second now. Stop being silly, nothing's changed. Oh dear. Woe is me. My disastrously last minute to this phantasmagorical spectacle? Eh? What the fuck? What? It is positively lamentable that I did not have the big honor to confront you sooner, insolent masquerader. What? How is this possible? What? What? Ah, such palatial halls. Suitable site for my climactic emergence. Chances are, you already know each other, but I'll introduce you anyways. Miss Porter, this is Talia Porter. What kind of trick is this, Linus? This is impossible. She can't still be alive. She can't be here. Wait, did we... What? I need to think about what was in the test tubes in the lab. We dragged her dead body away. And therein rests your final blunder. Your sincere miscalculation. Your monumental underestimation. You ought to have known not to vainly attempt to defeat the one and only genuine Talia Porter. Well, how do you explain this one? Come on. Let me hear your best attempt. This has gotta be some trick. No way this is the genuine one. You couldn't be alive, much less able to get into this place. You tactlessly dare to disbelieve me? Is this some sort of thing where we're mimicking Ferentz's spell? It has something to do with the experiments in the lab. Part of, that hair color makes me think of Ray, but you tactlessly dared to disbelieve me. Very well. I sharply observe that it's the absolute time for an astounding substantiation. Go ahead. That's why you're supposed to be here anyway. Behold then, the unparalleled power of the magnificent Porter. Quick return! Oh dear, why did it not go as confidently anticipated? The same reason you landed on the head of a child before getting into this room. Wait, so you? Yes. As I told you yesterday, we did some experiments with quick return in my spell. Come to think of it, I should have figured something was off just from that. After all, the moment I decided to use my spell again was the moment Talia should have died. Anyway, combining the teleportation marker with a location actually moves the marker there. Well, I just combined the marker with the spot in front of me. Though due to transmundane deviation, it ended up being the place where Nils is hiding. Wait, but you tried to use it just now. Yeah. Nils is no longer inside this room, but wherever that marker was placed originally, which is a safe location, far away, in theory. No anxiety is required. He is within our protective walls. Checkmate, you two. He can no longer hear you, so you can no longer harm him with lies. Of course, his protection remains active. It's not limited by range. I would suggest you surrender now. You're about to be arrested, anyway. Damn it! I don't get it! Where was I wrong? It is too baffling a truth for you to fully understand, my cherished doppelganger. Let's sneer. It appears to you as if I was, in fact, a mystical vampire, does it not? Vampire? No way that nonsense is true. Well, you're free to keep thinking about this one. Chances are you'll have a lot of time to come up with a better explanation than vampires. After all you've put me through explaining, no way I'm just going to give this one to you. Oh my god. These two traitors are to be arrested this instant. Your Honor. Oh my god. Holy fuck. With that, this incident is finally put to rest. I am beyond impressed by your performance, Mr. Sky. Thanks, Your Honor. I've admittedly gotten pretty lucky at times. To be able to discover a truth so well concealed. You have taught me an important lesson, Mr. Sky. I may have relied on my ability too much. A man who thinks himself infallible is the most prone to misjudgments. To be able to acknowledge that makes you pretty wise, though. This entire case was designed to fool you. But as much as it fooled us, it also eventually led us to the truth. I suppose I will have to be more mindful of the fact it is just a tool in the end. Getting rid of lies alone may not have always led to the truth. At any rate, it is safe to leave. Mr. Cat was reasonable enough to reconnect this place with the palace. Fortunate. And again, in the worst case, we'd still have had a quick return to get out of here. Which brings us to our mysterious rescuer. I think you owe us a final explanation, Mr. Sky. How is she still alive if everything you said was true? Surely you cannot mean to seriously suggest there was a vampire after all. Alas, would it not be a considerably more poetic ending to keep this a secret? See, this is why nobody gets along with you. No, we really owe these people an explanation. You see, I met Miss Porter when she approached me with a very specific problem. She suspected for quite a long time that something about her body was wrong. And, well, she did seem to remember my face despite us never meeting before. I did connect the dots and figure out that for some reason, I had tied her to the body with elementary combination. Of course, I had no recollection of that, so it remained a mystery. Did they seriously do some safe return shenanigans to fucking get her brain back in the right place? If so, that's fucking wild. Since I was already determined to never use my spell again. This proved no problem at the time. And yet, oh my, the undertaken promise tragically ended up being broken all the same. That must have been 3 months ago then. Yeah, though we'd have made preparations if such a case was ever to occur. We haven't have the means to allow Miss Porter to possibly survive the split. All she had to do was keep the marked location of quick return the same. And to the promised place I swiftly returned in time of urgent need. Wait a second. What do you mean by that? Why would she have returned? How would that have saved her from being split? Well, it did save her, per se. She didn't exactly return in one piece. What in the world do you mean? Spells originate from the brain. So does yourself, it seems. For this to work, Miss Porter used Quick Return. Immediately after her brain was separated from her body. Once again, I cannot believe you're not joking. A brain without a body is as good as dead, is it not? Normally, yeah. I just happen to have the tools to theoretically keep it alive, so to speak. Brain preservation tank, so to speak. Okay, that's what I was thinking of. It had something to do with that. The problem was just with getting the brain in there safely in the first place. Quick Return happened to be a fairly reliable way to do it. Of course, it was still risky, which is why it was only a final emergency plan. Brain preservation? Would you prefer human experimentation, Mr. Sky? Well, this is kind of why this was supposed to stay a secret project. You have to realize that at that point, Miss Porter would just have died otherwise. If she hadn't consented fully beforehand, it would never have proceeded. It is most curious. However, how is it possible for Miss Porter to be in full possession of a body now? Right. Yet if we assume all of what you said is feasible, even then, you should not be much more than a brain in a tank right now. Right, I'll satisfy your curiosity. This is the major breakthrough I've mentioned, Your Honor. Through extensive use of elementary combination, I figured out how to mechanically reproduce all vital organs. I was eventually able to fully put together this prototype. Using more combinations, I was able to figure out how the brain was supposed to be connected, and was able to reproduce it without the spell. Then, this body is... yes. Fully artificial, aside from the brain. The witness is a robot! I guess that's about right, Your Honor. Whoa! Who gave you permission to pull these #mad twists on us, Linus? I wish they'd been more easy to see, honestly. If my robotic parts hadn't been this good, I would have seen through the fake Porter immediately. Making your life harder by doing too well. Epic fail. Also, this is a cyborg at best. Get your terminology right, scrub. If I can keep observing this prototype, I might be able to significantly enhance our lifespans with this. Insolently calling me a mere prototype. The nerve, Linus, the nerve. Unbelievable. We cannot tolerate human experimentation. The circumstances behind this one are excusable. Very intriguing. Mr. Sky, you are to send frequent reports of your progress. This project may very well be a vital insurance for our future. Regarding this case, you are to receive a considerable compensation for your efforts today. And with that, court is, at last, adjourned. 24th, Great Guardian's Court, Defendant's Lobby. Yes! Yes! We did it! All their bases are ours. We technically had it a while ago, but good job going for the full victory. Of course I couldn't stop. Not when it was related to that. Doctor, I finally figured out what happened. You can rest now. All that's left is to keep my promise. Mr. Sky. Ah, Nils, you did a good job in there at the end. I did? Yeah, you showed those bad guys up like no sweat. I didn't really do much. No, you definitely proved your potential there. My spell just happened to be useful in that situation. That's not all. When you heard her talking about how she could kill you with truthful melody, well, even you must have been tempted to just stop using your spell and save your own life. But you didn't. You persevered. Trust me, not many can do that. I just believed in you. That's what I was supposed to do, right? After all, you kept your word, too. That's completely right. The power of trust between defendant and attorney is very potent. Well, congratulations on your acquittal and survival. Thank you. After that demonstration, I'm sure you could easily still be accepted as a GF member. Well, you'd probably need some time to think about that. Just remember that the future is full of potential. Still, to think the criminal would try to destroy the entire court system. Hashtag what? Not many would go as far as those people did. I'm still not quite sure if they had a point or not. If I hadn't been as obsessed with getting to the bottom of this as I was, there's a very good chance they'd have gotten away. I do feel like I've learned more today than the last years combined, pretty much. Taking a single example as proof their point is not very scientific, rookie. The very same obsession made you disregard your own safety for both yesterday and today. I mean, the truth is totally always worth it, but you have to take care of yourself, too. Be more careful before you follow the instructions strangers give you on the phone. Right, it all comes down to a healthy balance in the end. Even in a safe place like this, some people will eventually choose to evolve. Just look at me, Mr. Maxwell. Eventually there'll be boredom, and then curiosity and questions. Though, now that you mention it, I never did find out who that mysterious caller was. I guess you can't always expect all questions to be answered. Balance, right? Wait a second. Let's all go eat some burgers. This is also a very important part of the job, trust me. Don't try to change the topic. Nothing strange here. How did you know about the phone call? I didn't tell anyone about that. Ah, you noticed. May, what do we do? How do you know about that? Only other person that should know is V. Appears I've been found out. How unfortunate, Linus. If it weren't for your meddling, everyone could have been happy. We made that call, but why? Reason can't just be boiled down to a single word. You somehow knew these pieces of evidence were going to be relevant. Strange enough that you happened to just pick up that piece of rope. That was already too good to be true. It was to get you the truth, Linus. Well, not quite. My motives are more complex than that. You want to know how I knew? Simple. I predicted everything. Okay. I'm the true mastermind. Sure. Now tell me how you knew. Remember who's keeping you fed. If I said I could see the future, I wouldn't believe you. I know what your spell is. It appears this requires elaboration. Oh, the embracing grimoire. Let's take a look at every document in existence. So, Linus, would you say the future exists? Whoa! Last time I asked, you told me that you couldn't see into the future with it. Well, that's both right and wrong. The future is not written, that much is true. But the different possible scenarios very much exist. Curious. Basically, the whole thing is in a quantum thing or something. Technical explanation. So you observe it in the present, it's set in stone, but before that, well, it's all over the place. So many possibilities of what can happen. And how exactly did you figure this out? I tried reading documents from the future, but normally it's pointless. There's too many. You don't know which one will happen. The further I try to go into the future, the more vague it gets. Well, it doesn't answer how you somehow knew then. Fool! The method should be apparent by now. I simply looked at the case summaries from the various possible timelines. Of course, I didn't know which timeline would come true, but I noticed a trend. Whatever the evidence was in the court record, you seemed to get it. Whenever the evidence was in the court record, you seemed to get an extra reward. In some timelines, at least. It also apparently made it more likely to get a not guilty verdict with these, by about 5%. Trust me, you do not want to know the guilty, not guilty timeline ratio. Well, what do I say to this? So you actually kind of predicted this. Nah, as I said, I didn't actually know what would happen in the end. Really rigged the chances a little in our favor, by 5%. That's what an assistant is supposed to do. Holy shit. I'm not sure if this makes your usefulness more or less impressive. Also, couldn't you just have told me who the killer is then? Nah, could have been timelines with the wrong killer. Some of them even left out a lot of the names, probably to cover it up. Well, guess it's not all that useful for actually predicting what'll happen in the future. Hey, if you're allowed to pull that secret cyborg scheme, you're in no position to scold me for this. Fair. Let's just go eat now. This the same song? Yes! I need to look up this song in the Fed, because this is fucking awesome. I fucking love it. Even if this will probably get this demonetized, I don't care. This was fucking epic. God damn, this was epic. I don't understand what these names are. Karen Cat is John Carrington, a dragon trainer. I suspect that's just a notable role that these sprites were used for in a different fan game. Let me know in the comments. There's a lot of people know a lot more about the fan cases that went through here than I do. Slayin' McTrigger. I want to play the case with Slayin' McTrigger. And Hugo Beardsley, those two. I want to know what Slayin' McTrigger was. Because he sounds like he was a killer. He sounds like he was a culprit in a case. One of those really obvious first case killers. Clemens Sigurd. Robert Ballard. I feel like I recognize that name. I don't remember from where. But what else is there to say? That was just... We played a lot of alternate future timelines and stuff in the Phoenix Wright games in this channel, but I mean, tell me this went all the way, right? It created a world, set the stage for the world. We, hell, created a fucking spell system. Made all the spells that we saw really realistic and balanced. And turned that into a wild mystery, a believable mystery. Like, you could believe it played out the way it did. And hell, even though it was kind of batshit how everything came together, it still went the full distance as far as explaining why everything happened the way it did. Oh, there's the contrivance with the... why the... You might be asking yourself why the witnesses showed up there at all. Like, yeah, yes, it's convincing how it played out with using the whole mirror setup to make someone see a vampire rising up into the sky. And you go through all that stuff, all the proof and explanation, and Orpheus freaking the fuck out, wondering what the fuck is going on. And then kind of lose sight of the obvious question of why? How the hell would they even know that these witnesses would be there? And then, God, it's like all the obvious flaws that you might see in a normal Phoenix Wright mystery. He went the distance. He created a futuristic fantasy. I wouldn't even go as far as saying post-apocalyptic. It's literally a fantasy world setting with actual magic involved. It's like the Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, except there's actual magic involved. And I love the touch where it even went as far as to sort of tie spells into the old lawyer powers from the actual Phoenix Wright days. Like, this is just a natural evolution of that. Although, all the things you might have brought up as flaws in the Phoenix Wright case. It seemed contrived that two witnesses would walk down that road at that particular time. How would he have known they were there and when to pull the trick? Pull the vampire trick? He went back later, called that point out, and explained it. Talia was in on it. The fake Talia. How would he have? The case seems absurdly complicated to put together and pull off. It was specifically intended to discredit Orpheus and his spell, the human lie detector. Specifically created to be as complicated as possible and as obfuscated as possible to fool Orpheus, take him out of the equation. And sort of two birds with one stone, took together, meant to catch Titus Ronos off guard and take him out of the equation. He has a dangerous ability and is on to them, their plan, and yeah, it's two birds, one stone. It all came together. It all came together, brought up all the major things you might call flaws, and then proceeded to address them and give an explanation for them. It was way longer than I ever expected, but it almost had to be to just cover all that ground. Long investigation to sort of develop the world they're living in, introduce the major players. Long trial to develop the trick. Work through all the questions, all the lies. Develop the trick. Get past accusing Orpheus. Get past the plan to fool Orpheus's spell. And then expose Cat as the guilty party. And then work through the rest of this, which specifically tied back into the witnesses, the contrived witnesses appearing. Work through all that. Just like the only two lingering things we have questions about. Number one, the Outcast report was very clearly gendered male, but the Outcast was very clearly a woman. And yeah, it consistently refers to the Outcast is he. So I don't understand that part of this. And two, I don't really understand. The whole combination that they put Linus up to. So we all just kind of steamrolled straight through that point. Clearly involved transplanting a brain from one person into another with elementary combination. But both parties survived. Which is the confusing part. That's the one part that still I'm not 100% understanding. But I mean, who am I to question it? Just one small piece of a wild ride. Yeah, feel free to discuss this more in the comments section. Just holy shit. But yeah, if someone wants to put together an explanation on what exactly happened there, I might myself just go re-watch that section just to figure out, try and get a better understanding of that. Those are the 2 points that still kind of stuck with me after this. Everything else was pretty much resolved. In the end, it's very down the middle morality where that's obviously why I titled this Chaos and Law. Chaos, kill the Great Guardian, open up the borders, survival of the fittest. The strongest will come out on top in protecting us from them. Law route, take down the terrorists. Everyone goes on living in safety, in safe haven. And the cosmic ballet marches on. So, and in reality, the best outcome is somewhere down the middle. Which really we wound up, right? Because we're going to march on under the Great Guardian's protection, but we're making some advancements. And with the way we presented the Talia advancement, we're leaving it open for people to grow. Which was the whole reason the fake Talia was going through any of that, because she felt that everyone was just living stagnant under the Guardian's protection. So, is this the best ending? I would reckon. What will we do after this? I don't know. Unless there's any good suggestions for fan games that haven't had their shit taken down by Photobucket. Let me know in the comments what you think. I do have a few other specific things in mind that I want to try and tackle next. One, the big popular visual novel thing going around. It's Your Time to Die. It's sort of Danganronpa combined with Zero Escape. I want to tackle that series sometime. And the other thing I want to try and tackle, sort of in the same vein, is... I don't know how well it would go, but I do own a 428 Shibuya Scramble, which is another interesting, wild visual novel, adventure, good old madness. Let me know what you think. Try and tackle one of those to... I purposely kept myself blind on Your Time to Die, because I know I wanted to do it eventually. And I've stumbled across 428 in conversations, and looking it back up again, I really want to play that sometime. Of course, I'm always up for more Phoenix Wright, if you have any good recommendations for stuff that you know was not photobucketed. Let me know. Until then, thanks for sticking around for this wonderfully long adventure. Until then, until then.